Cloud. Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back. It's the long-term friend of the show. Laurie is back here. Laurie, you were saying you just had a little bit of a knee issue, is it?
Yeah, which is new for me. I've never had knee problems, but back in, I guess, the beginning of April, I started noticing it was a bit tight. And then I went away on holiday for 2 weeks at the end of April. So I thought, okay, well, that's a good time. It's a break, so it'll work its way out. Then I came back and I started doing my usual, and now it's so sore. I can't sit like I used to be able to sit like cross-legged on the ground,
Okay.
Can't do that. I can't sit back on my heels because anything that bends the knee beyond about 45 here,
Yeah.
it's
Is
just
it
killed.
is it clicking, locking, or giving way or anything?
No. Like sometimes when I feel like I'm walking, I feel a little bit vulnerable. I feel like if I turn really quickly, it might be a bad thing to do, but it's not like I don't feel any
It's
noise. And
never
that's
happened.
why,
Yeah, you're just aware of it, but it's never okay.
yeah.
Uh, and when if you were going to go past that degrees, does it feel like behind the kneecap? Does it feel like in the actual joint itself, or where is it catching?
It feels like the inner side of the kneecap.
Okay.
It gets sharp. Like normally it's just and and if I've been sitting for a while and I get up to walk, I feel like an 80-year-old.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
its way out. But it feels like just like I always want to rub the side of the knee, the inside
And
side
did he
of the
do
knee.
anything to it to jar it or no?
Well, the one thing I could say, I mean, this started a while ago, but I know last Thursday I decided sometimes I don't do this very frequently, but my plan technically calls for like a high intensity Tabata style workout and a run on the same day. And I used to do the run first, and then about 4 hours later, I would do the Tabata thing. And I hadn't done that in a while, but I was back, so gung ho. So I
Yeah,
decided to
yeah.
do it. But I did the Tabata workout first and the run immediately afterwards because I wanted to be more efficient rather than having to get back in my exercise gear 4 hours later and all
Yeah,
that
of
kind of stuff.
course. Yeah.
So, and then I did the Tabata. They do like a 1 to 4 week progression, and they were on week three. And I just said, well, I'll just do the week three times, even though I hadn't done it in a while. So
Yeah.
it was like 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. And it was like continuous jump squats was one of them, and pogo jumps. Those are the two that I think caused me the grief because the next day I was completely exhausted. My calves were killing me, my hip flexors, everything was killing
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
yeah.
took me 3 or 4 days to not feel like wiped out.
Yeah. So and and how long ago was that? Like so it's here April and
That was
we're at the
last
end of May.
that was last Thursday that I did that workout, but it
Okay,
was the
so
beginning
it's
of
yeah,
April that my knee started feeling kind of tight.
feeling a bit tight and then it's just kind of got worse after that workout.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when it went
Um
from being kind of annoying to like, I've got to do something about this.
yeah. What are you doing for it currently?
What am I doing? What? Oh, I
What do you,
just started doing more rolling, you know, foam rolling kind of
yeah,
around the quads,
yeah.
the uh, inner legs, and the calves.
Good. Okay, like do I think so things I would do first, obviously we have our knee rehabs. I don't think you need like the alternative knee rehab program is very much that like knees over toes idea. It's like very like strengthen around the knee. It's
Yeah.
still relatively acute for you in terms of it's not been there a long time. That one I'd recommend for people who've had like kind of long-term knee.
Yeah.
You could do the knee rehab, which is going to focus more on the ankle and the hip, um, bit of balance and stuff like that. But then I think I just really focus initially on the releases like you're doing. So do keep doing the knee and quad release. Do a hamstring release as well, because
Okay.
sometimes what can happen is like the fibular head and like especially when we're coming back down, like if they're not like if they're a little bit jarred when
Yeah.
you're coming, it's just not like things aren't sitting right. So do the hamstring release just to show you there's a couple of key things one that I want you to do. Just like you're just massage ball in there and then
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
little bit of a stretch. And I think there's just a fibular, I don't know if we've done the fibular head mobilization for you before with hamstrings.
I think we might have.
Yeah,
Sounds
just get in
familiar.
behind the
Yeah.
femoral head and push it
Yeah,
forward. I'm
just
trying
pushing,
to
right?
think.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe it's not in that
I mean,
one.
yeah, I definitely think I need to loosen things up because everything obviously feels tight.
Well,
But
just to get that rotation again, like when you're
yeah,
saying on the way back, sometimes that bit is kind of missing. And with that in mind, then the other one I want you to do is this tibial rotation one.
okay.
And maybe I do it in here. Now, a lot of these you can do maybe do this whole video one time. I actually forgot I put so much into this tibial rotation thing. The main one I like for tibial rotation is this one. So you put it just
Okay.
underneath the big toe. Don't have it under the whole lot.
Yeah.
Then you're pushing down with the knuckle of the big toe while squeezing your glute, and that's just going to get that like you just want to get that little bit of rotation again. Um,
Okay.
the other one I was thinking for you is, as I said, your hand in behind the fibula head on the outside here, and you're just kind of
Yeah.
shunting it forward, just getting it moving again, and then
Yeah.
see does that take the pressure off.
Okay.
I don't think I'd be going crazy on exercises just now. I think I'd be do the hamstring releases, keep the quad foam roll release, and then work on that tibial rotation. And then let's just see does it calm down. Like knees can just say take another 4 weeks, but if it's not like improving within 2 weeks, let me know, and then we can start maybe knee rehab one. And then after four, we could maybe go to that alternative knee rehab if we need it. But I don't. It sounds like just as you're getting back into it, you maybe overdid a little bit. Excuse
Yeah.
me.
Should I
And
do the plyometric workout this week or
no, no,
ditch
I
that?
leave that off.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just to let it calm down, do you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we just kind of want to remove those type of triggers. Wait there 1 second. I'm just going to open this window.
For sure.
I'm upstairs. It's so hot here. It's like 30 degrees. We're not used to it.
Oh, I
Um,
know. I saw there was a heat wave in London. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, let's just get that rotation. We can do the whole lot of that, but especially that last one there. Sometimes a little bit less is more. Like just see. Sometimes I find if it's catching, if they and they've worked on other things, like stay releasing the quad, releasing around the hamstring, in that muscle behind the knee. And then yeah, just going across it and then kind of pushing out onto the so just with your finger, like just going across literally the muscle behind the kneecap called the popliteus. And then just do the exercises there, especially that last one. If you don't want to do the others, that's fine. We'll do like 3 by 10 of this one, and
Yeah.
yeah, we'll just go from there. They're the only ones. Yeah,
Remember
there's
that one
not.
from the plantar stuff. I used to do that for
Yes,
the plantar rehab. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and then I think it is. I think it's just a little bit of overload. So, like, I always try like determine what's caused it. Like so I kind of I have like three levels in my head, like usually. So the first level is like, okay, if it's an overload acutely, can we like what releases will we do? And then if it's something more like systemic, like a tendinopathy, something where I'm like, well, maybe it's just a kind of fundamental structure is getting overloaded. Then I'd be like recommending strengthening the other areas. And if it's more of a chronic thing, then I'm like, okay, let's progressively strengthen that area. So I'm kind of like a stage one with you. We might have to move to stage two. I don't really hopefully we won't I think it's a thing of like look, knees can take a while to calm down once you've kind of jarred them. um but the fact that it's not clicking, locking, or giving way is a great sign. So it's probably getting back into it a little bit too fast, kind of too much jumps, kind of like just irritating cartilage in the knee, things maybe not rotating the way it should, so just feeling like that increased pressure in the knee then when we go to flex it. So
Mhm.
like let's just modify those jumps out, add in the rotation, add in like releasing everything around the area and see how that helps.
Okay. Because yeah, the reason I kind of wonder is like I do two strengths a week all the
Yeah.
time, except for my 2 weeks that I went on holiday and didn't do anything. I walk
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
But so it's kind of like, like I keep wondering, like, why aren't my muscles strong enough for this stuff? I'm not running marathon plans. I mean, my runs are
Yeah,
maximum
like
an
and it
hour.
should. It is frustrating sometimes. Like it is frustrating. Um it is frustrating. Like sometimes there can be like no rhyme or reason, or you think like I surely can take 2 weeks off when I've been doing it for like
Years
years,
and years.
So, but it's like it shouldn't stop you training. I just think modify slightly.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and let's try get that rotation back and see does that kind of like just free up, if it's locked up slightly, if that frees that up, plus we have like the quad release plus the hamstring, does that like just allow it to start moving a good bit freer?
And then the other thing I just wanted to ask is, you say that Thursday that I would normally do a double, which would be the plyometric kind of Tabata workout and the run. If I decide that doing the two of them is too much, like obviously this week I'll just skip the plyos to let my knees calm down. But it makes me wonder if what I should do going forward once my knees calm down is drop one of the runs and then do the two strength plus the plyometric workout and three runs and then have my one day off rather than having that one day where I'm doing a run and plyometrics.
Yeah, that could be a lot. Like I've just gone to one day of things. You could also, so you do two strength, three plyos, and then on one other day, on the same day as the run, one of the runs you do the plyo
Well,
stuff.
I do know I do Pilates Monday,
Yeah,
a run which is my either strides or intervals or some kind of
yeah,
speedy thing on Tuesday. Wednesday, I do a strength. Sometimes it's my hamstring strength workout, which is really killer, heavy weights, focusing on single leg stuff to keep the hamstring happy and the tendon. Sometimes it's more of a full body, typical strength workout. I know I
yeah.
rotate those ones. And then Thursday is the one where it's the high intensity plyo type Tabata and a run. Friday then is my rest day. And then
What was
Saturday and
Wednesday? Sorry
Sunday.
again.
Wednesday would be like either
Heavy
my
strength.
hamstring
Yeah,
rehab strength, which is heavy weights, lots of single leg stuff, pretty
yeah.
hard. It's pretty hard. Or I'll do one of the class replays from this program I'm on, which is similar but not as heavy a weight, not as hard as the hamstring focused
Okay.
one, and it will focus on different muscles and a little bit more upper body as well as lower body. So I rotate those. So some Wednesdays, I like every other Wednesday. Well, one Wednesday I do the hamstring rehab. One Wednesday I do the other one, and
Yeah.
then I'll go back to a second hamstring rehab that I have, and so forth. So I rotate those ones just because the hamstring rehab one, A, it's really hard. B, it's kind of like I'm not following along. I'm looking at a list and I've done it for 6 months twice now, so I'm getting really bored of it.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
you know, but I do it because I know I have to keep the focus on the hamstring tendon to keep it from flaring again.
Yeah.
So that's my Wednesday, and then Thursday is the one where it's the Tabata and the run. Friday day off, and then Saturday is a run, and Sunday is a longer run. Sometimes I swap which one's the long one, but they're both easy, but one's longer than the other. And so I'm just wondering if I want to take out the double, what do I remove? The run or the plyos? But
You
I'm
could
thinking
alter
maybe the
you
plyos are
I
something
would
I
say
need.
I would say the plyos in general, but you could alternate if you wanted. But like you're doing a hard day on Wednesday, which is like
Can
very
be.
like muscular fatiguing, that way. Even like if it's not okay, so if it's the hamstring strength, it's very muscular fatiguing. But then
That one is, yeah.
even if it's an actual gym, like if you wanted, you could just do some like light plyo on the Wednesday as part of the gym. Do you
Well,
know?
interestingly, like the hamstring rehab, I have A and B, my hamstring rehab. The
Yeah.
the A one is there's no jumping, but the B one has some jumping off a like falling off, if you will. Like you don't actually leap, but you go
Yeah,
off a
I
box
don't
kind of
think you
thing.
need like crazy plyo here, by the way. Like just like on the Tuesday, um, you're doing strides or some kind of like that is essentially a little bit of plyometric there. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'd add if I wanted, I'd add like a little bit of skipping or box jumps or as you said, like say the B block. So just keep that because it has some of the plyo in it anyway. And then
Yeah.
I always like Thursday. Then I think I'd just do the run.
Okay.
Um, yeah, if it was me, I'd just do the run. Friday's off. Then you have your kind of your Saturday long run or Sunday long run and a run.
Okay.
And that's a
So
nice,
4 runs, two strengths, and the odd skipping.
yeah, and add that in with one of the strengths.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so you're going Pilates, um, yeah, what I would do you do that on your own or is that a set class?
Which one?
Like you're so because if it was me, I go Pilates Monday, I do the interval work on
I do your,
Tuesday.
yeah, I do
I
your Pilates on Monday.
Yeah, and then I do the interval running on Tuesday. I would do a run on
Run
Wednesday.
on Wednesday.
I would do the gym with the plyos Thursday or Friday, and then I would do run long run. I would split I wouldn't so to me, I would split them like kind of every second day would be hard and every other day would be easy.
Oh, okay, so you think you going running the day after the stride, the faster run, rather than doing a strength that day?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. Because sometimes the strength feels easier than the run. It depends how
No, it
hard the
would, but
strength
like
is.
muscularly it'd be
Yeah.
less taxing.
Okay. All right. I'll
What I
try
would
that
actually
then.
do is Pilates interval session, run, rest, gym.
Let me write this down.
Yeah, yeah. Then I go easy, my easy run Saturday, long run Sunday, back to Pilates. That's the probably best structure, I think.
Okay, so Pilates interval, run, rest, strength.
Sorry, Pilates interval run, normal run
Yeah.
Wednesday, rest
Yeah.
Thursday,
Yeah.
gym Friday
Yeah.
with your and like so again I wouldn't be forcing in the plyos. So like A block doesn't have plyos, but it's like very heavy tax. B
Yeah.
block has some plyos, which is nice. And then Saturday I would do just a normal run. Sunday would be the long run.
Okay.
And even like if you wanted Saturday, then could be zone two kind of aerobic type run.
Yeah. They're ozone two.
If you
All my runs.
wanted, I would kind of mess it. Look, you could keep
Are you talking about 3 zones or 5 zones?
five zones, sorry.
Okay, because my zone, almost all my runs are zone two
So okay, like so
or
so
more.
say then if you wanted, if you could on Saturday, Sunday, you could just like as long as it's aerobic, I wouldn't go above zone three, but like say you might want to do like say 3 by 7 minutes at zone three if we've done the five zones. And then off like off 90 seconds and then and I might go like what's your long run like so like say for example I'll just use my me right so say if I normally do 12, 13 miles on a Sunday and it was this year some weeks I could do I might just do a 60-minute run on a Saturday and then a 90 minutes is better 60-minute run on a Saturday easy and then a 90-minute run on a Sunday and that's like Sunday's a bit harder it's the longer one out but then every like to spice it up I'd probably go another week I might just go 75 minutes of running. So like say 15 minute you build up to this, but like so even 60 minutes on a Saturday. So I go 15 minutes of a warm up or 20 minutes easy running. Then do for you like 3 by 7 minutes over the space of like 8 weeks, build that up to maybe 4 or 5 by 7 minutes at zone three, and then 15 minutes cool down. So that would be the long run, and there's that bit of quality in the middle. And then Saturday or Sunday, I would just do 60-minute run. Do you
Yeah.
know? So like that's just more, yeah, because then you're getting like you're get on the weekend you're getting your aerobic, but like sometimes you can do a lot better aerobic, shorter. Not it doesn't have to feel it shouldn't feel hard. It should feel controlled, but
Mhm.
it's better than just always just doing a long run. You know, like if you're doing a long run
Yeah.
because it's good to keep long runs in, but if it's like if I was looking at like how to develop the aerobic fitness and then there's a nice like okay, you had that intense. You see the thing with the way you're doing it currently, the Pilates is fine Monday, kind of your injury prevention, but it's still a good workout, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
Then
yeah.
then Tuesday, now I do that. I do my Pilates, then I do a workout, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. But then Tuesday is like that's kind of a high nervous system day because it's like you're doing your intervals, you're kind of working hard on those. Then Wednesday is like a high nervous system day because even it's not aerobically taxing like the day before, but it's like the muscles are being used quite heavily. The nervous system's like, it is a push. Like it's not like you're sweating or really
Yeah.
breathing, but it's
Yeah.
again, you've gone like nervous system high Tuesday, nervous system. You can say nervous system half high anyway on Monday. high
Yeah.
Tuesday again, and then high Wednesday. And then on Thursday, you're doing a run, which is low, but then you're into Tabata, which is high. So, and then the rest of the week is like rest day, Friday. Saturday is low nervous system. Aerobic is high. And then Sunday is low nervous system. So it's like, yeah, I just think if you go Pilates, it kind of like restoring after the aerobic stuff on the weekend. Then you have your intervals, your kind of speedier stuff on a Tuesday. You have Wednesday is just a normal run, like a recovery run, something easy. That could be a cycle, that could be whatever. And then
Yeah.
Thursday is a rest day, so you've had a decent bit of a decent chunk. Friday then is your nervous system after rest day is a good day to do it. Saturday, that's why I'm saying don't make it. It should be a either just an easy run or it's a more of an aerobic but low end aerobic development on your heart rate monitor. Um, because even to do heart rate monitor tests now, lactic tests on the Garmin, they're not lactic tests, but they're lactic threshold tests. And I looked
Yeah.
up a study, they're quite accurate, if you do the test they tell you to do.
I've been
Um,
meaning to try that, but I've always had my hamstring problems, so I haven't gotten around to feeling
yeah,
like I can push
but even
enough. Like
like,
I'm afraid to
but
blow
even
my
just,
hamstring
yeah,
out.
but even just like, yeah, when I'm talking zone three, obviously it's like 60%. It should be well in conversation pace. If in doubt, go slower. It's just that like intentional running for 7 minutes. Uh, breaks it up. And then another week, it's like that goes easy and we'll just do the long run. Yeah, so it's either a long run or a kind of an aerobic type session. Um,
On the Sunday, you mean? Are you,
Saturday,
I'm trying to
Saturday
remember.
or Saturday or
Sunday.
Sunday. Saturday or Sunday. That's just like your
Okay.
aerobic plus one recovery. I
Right,
wouldn't
right.
just do long runs. Do you know?
No, no, yeah, yeah.
I think I would do some weeks would be like, yeah, mostly zone three. Like the 7 minute 3 by 7 is a beautiful place to start on that. And then potentially 4 by 7. If you want in like 8 week, like just something nice and easy, like a progression run can be nice there. Like so you do 15 minutes, very easy zone one into 15 minutes zone two, which is basically like zone one. And I'd say you're actually in zone two for a lot of it anyway. And then
Yeah.
30 minutes in, you probably won't even have to like, you'd be talking the tiniest of squeezes to get yourself into zone three. Um,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of cases in my runs, I'm often hitting the top of my zone two and just getting into the bottom of my zone three. My easy runs tend to be like that. Like I still could talk, but I think
yeah.
maybe I should
So
kind of,
doing that on Saturday, I've been a little bit more intentional with that. Like even if it meant, say on Wednesday, like Jakob Ingebrigtsen would walk. Like for you, I might have like especially the heat, like a minute walking every like 10 or 15 minutes just to like get the heart rate back down a little bit and just get used to running in zone two. Um, yeah, just that is a recovery. And then, but yeah, and then we can be a bit more intentional on the weekend of we're either developing aerobic or we're doing a long run. And I think mix and matching them, like not doing a long run every week and then, but like every second week. I would do it every second week if it was me.
a long run
Yeah.
or an aerobic. Okay.
Yeah, I'd either be doing like 3 by 7 one week, a long run the next, and then with a 60-minute long run or whatever your long runs are. And then the next week, say for me, so I do 60 minutes, and then the next week it would be just a 60-minute run on Saturday and a 90-minute easy long run on Sunday.
Right.
Because what that gives you then is one is going to develop your aerobic way better than just doing long runs every weekend, like easy and a long run. A
Mhm.
little session a plus and look over the weekly things. There's always one aerobic one. Like some of it goes into zone four. I just switch that to even what if it says zone, just put it to zone three for you. But it's gonna have two things. One, it's gonna have a better aerobic development for you, definitely. And two, it just like if the hamstring does calm down, it gives you options where like you're still if you're still doing say a 90 minute if you build up to it, you're still doing a 90-minute long run every second week. So like if you were then going back to a block of say, I don't know, say you want to do a half marathon, it's like it's not a big deal to get back into long runs. It's not like you haven't done one in ages.
Mm.
Or vice versa, like if you're getting back into a block of training, it's like for 5K or 10, it's you're still haven't done kind of some aerobic sessions. So it's not a big deal to do an aerobic session Saturday and the long run Sunday, as
Right,
a block to build up.
right, right. Okay. Write that down.
Yeah. But definitely Monday, Pilates, Tuesday, your workout. Now, I wouldn't be flogging the workout either. I always think 90% is the intention of things is the most important thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
they're just starting to get back into a bit of speed because for the longest time I wasn't doing any speed because of the
yes,
hamstring. So that's why I've just started. I was into doing a few intervals, like 1 minute intervals, and then I went on holiday. And so when I came back, it backed off to just easy running for 3 weeks. And then I'm into strides now. So should kick
brilliant.
into intervals again soon.
Yeah,
But I've been
exactly. And
trying to
just
be
like, as you
really
said,
conservative.
and when you start into the intervals, like always feel like you have one or two in reserve. Like you should be finishing the set. You should be finishing if you're doing a minute of an interval. You should be on 50 seconds. You should be in your head going, if I had to do 2 minutes of an interval, how would I feel? Like if I'm coming
Yeah.
up here and I have one more minute left,
Yeah.
so that'll just stop this sprinting. And then similarly on the last one, you'd be like, okay, if I have two or three more of these, so that you're
Yeah.
feeling comfortable in yourself, and then that will just smooth is easy and easy is fast, like so, or easy is smooth and smooth is fast, or whatever way we say it. That will just build in nicely, like that intention. You'll be surprised how much faster you'll get over weeks with consistency. Then, as you
Okay.
said,
Yeah.
then I said Wednesday is easy after that to kind of allow the nervous system to relax, the body to recover. Thursday is off because the run is
Yeah.
always going to take a little bit out of you anyway. Friday then is a lovely time for a gym. Saturday is an aerobic one, so it's not taxing the nervous system, but it's working aerobic. Sunday then is either Saturday's been easy and Sunday's your long run, or if you've done a session Saturday, just do a smaller run. It's again just topping up aerobic, but I keep it at like 60 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. You know, it's interesting when you talk about the nervous system stuff. I mean, this may be a little bit too esoteric because I don't pay a whole lot of attention to these things, but I've got one of these Aura rings,
Oh yes, yeah.
and so it takes a look at your physiological stress signs, and every day it tells you how many hours of stress versus hours of restoration by day. And I've had this ring for 4 years, and I can't remember when they started measuring this, but ever since they started measuring it, I was always showing like between 5 and 10 hours of stress every day and zero restorative time. And I thought, oh, I guess, I guess this
Yeah.
is just the way it is.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then I
yeah,
went
yeah.
on vacation for 2 weeks, and of course my stress levels were showing really high while I was on vacation. But that was because I wasn't getting as much sleep as normal, and you're drinking and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, isn't it
So it looked
funny?
even worse. But then I got back, and all of a sudden it flipped. Suddenly I was getting like 5 and 6 hours of restoration a day and like zero stress. And I'm like, what the hell did I do? I don't know. I didn't feel any different. But I had about a week like that, and then it flipped again. And now I'm all these hours of stress. The only thing that changed, like I may have my 2 weeks of no exercise other than walking around cities all day. you know?
Yeah.
And then
That is
suddenly it was
funny though,
almost
isn't
like,
it?
yeah, like it's really odd. And I even asked them, I said, is this a relative measure? Because I thought maybe he was looking at the fact that I had these 2 weeks of, drinking and staying up late and all that. So suddenly it looked really good in comparison, but they're saying, no, it's not relative. It's not looking at how it is now versus what it was 2 weeks ago. It's just a flat out measure of your physiology and I guess your temperature fluctuations and your HRV and all that. So it almost makes me think that somehow I do get myself flipped on into this high
Yeah,
stress
stress.
mode
Yeah.
and it doesn't come off.
Yeah,
And then it
it's
wears
out.
me down little by little. And then about, months later, I just feel like I'm 80.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah, because well, like you're a compatriot, like you, Ben Johnson, your Olympic gold
yeah.
medalist hero from Canada.
Yeah.
Well, his coach was very good, Charlie Francis. Like,
Mhm.
and obviously with all the drug stuff, a lot of his stuff got like discounted for a long time. But
Yeah.
that's how they train. Like, they will do like see the thing what I was even saying like could you do that on your gym day is they have like high nervous system days and that was all it's
Mhm.
like they'll like even the Australian team that I was with they'll have what we call like triple Tuesdays so they'll do a workout in the morning they'll do a gym in the afternoon and then they'll do another easy run but they'd rather
Mhm.
do that than do the gym the next day because they're like look, the nervous system's kind of zonked now. Like it's
It's on. Yeah.
taxed. Let's just tax it. And that's the way the sprinters might do that as well. They might have these like super long sessions where they'll lift, they'll sprint, they'll rest, they'll lift. They could be there for like this guy John Coughlin. He's coached good few like Olympic medalists now. But he's like that. So he could have 2.5 hour sessions. But the idea is that then the next day they're off. So yeah, the thing with yours is the disparity isn't great. Like where if you have a day where it's like your body can relax and you're kind of giving it, it just might. It'd be interesting to see how the Aura Ring responds to that. I think it'll respond better.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird. And I do find too that when I do have my one day off, I almost feel like I'm sick every single time. I feel like I'm coming down with something. I never do come down with
Yeah,
anything,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. I'm the
I
same.
just, yeah, I just feel off. Like I feel like, ugh. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't,
you feel sluggish, and then sometimes it is your body like you finally give it that break.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Great. Okay, I'm just going to ask the. Sorry, I'm just trying to find this question. Okay, I have a question for this evening. I have a race at the weekend at Ultra. I'm hoping to do 15 hours for 100 kilometers, better than me. My lower back has been feeling a bit stiff and twingy the last week. I've been doing the morning routine each day and we'll do pre-Pilates today too. Good, yeah. Do you have any advice for any exercises that you could do between loops for my back and hips? As each hour during the race, you normally stop for approx 10 minutes before you start the next loop, so you're cooling down each hour and need to get going again. Okay, so look, I don't have crazy I don't have a lot of I'm giving myself a lot of credit. I don't have much um experience in this at all, but what I would do is if I had 10 minutes, I'd bring the massage ball with me. Let me just go here, right? Sorry, let me just get this out of the way for a second. In the training section, go to this like everyday back care. So you have your morning routine, right? I'd bring the massage ball just to release off around the glutes, um, and the hip flexor. So just look over that, like I'll show it where it is again, uh, first. And then this is the other one I want to look at. If there's an area just to like decompress the back, where have I gone past it? Better lifting, better sitting, standing. Just like using your knuckles. Okay. So just this decompression. So like holding something and letting the like knees drop. So I'm taking all the pressure through my hands and that's just going to gap the knee. It's just if you're running for a long time and it's just going to try to let the muscles relax, let the thing relax. So just have a look at that video. So it's like you're just letting it drop and that's just letting that gap. Um, Get my knuckles. Where do I get my knuckles in here? This is one if I let it play, like I've actually just used this time. Yeah, here we go. Just getting your knuckles in, especially in the side. I'm a little bit in the center. There's a gap between your ribs and your pelvis, like in the side here. Get your knuckle into there. It's that called the QL muscle, and just hold on that, move that around, and that will help take that pressure off. And then obviously, just the other place to go is just this hip mobility one. have a look through those. You don't have to, it's a 20-minute video. You don't have to spend 20 minutes. Just release around the hips, the hip flexor, plus do that one just to release here and the gapping. That's the things I would do in those 10 minutes just to try to keep it. So I just do the morning routine before I started, and then I look at those other ones to see if that helps. Okay. I actually had done, I find I'm trying my 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 video is working slow, but I actually did the drills that I've talked about, and I'm going to make this up properly. Um, but here are ones like our high knees. I always have the arm up, and you're trying to keep that steady, and it's meant to try help stabilize the core. Oh, wait there, you might be able to see the screen because I only share one. So you put your hands up and you're trying to keep this arm steady, other arm up, and that's helping stabilizing the core. Both arms up, not letting that move. And it's just kind of it's an external cue of like you don't want to be telling yourself to try contract your core. You just want to be like giving yourself a cue of what to do. I'll do some like stretches on the way back. You don't if you're in a rush, but this is can be something you can do. Drills once a week, maybe with a few strides. Next one then I had was, as we jog back, was A skips. Key thing with A skips is you want to go like tap, 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 tap. Okay, so just get used to doing it statically. Tap, tap, change, tap, tap. That's going to get that little bit of plyometric performance around the leg. So we're going to go tap, 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 tap. Don't worry if you're not good at these initially. This can take 6 months to kind of get, but if you're just intentionally, it's just helping with that little bit of plyometric performance when we're hitting the ground, getting the calves working again. And then I like stretch my calves if I'm going back. But again, if you're in a rush, just jog back. Okay, next one, high knees. But when we're doing bum kicks, rather than flicking behind you, which gets through, we want to like get used to bringing the knee out in front, but still hitting the bum, because that's going to get that kind of claw back action that we're looking at, rather than flicking behind us. So we're coming up here. Again, arm up to try to keep that core steady. Knees are coming out in front. Other arm up. And then both arms will be coming up. And I'll just do a quad stretch on the way back. Hold for about 2 seconds, jogging back. Again. Okay, the other one then is just side to sides. I usually do about 12. This is like about 50 meters from one to start. So it's just like what we're trying to do here is this is how you develop better running mechanics. You know, when we talk about our building blocks of getting mobility, getting stability, this is the motor control that we're talking through, where, and I'll stretch, we're just giving the body different like patterns a little bit more dynamically, you know, getting with the taps, getting more on your toes, like high knees, getting the knees lifting, like working on that claw back through the hips, going side to sides, different movement patterns. So they're the basic ones to start with. You would have seen them in the warm-ups that I've done before. Now we're going to go with a skipping action. So with this, that is poor. You should be lower down on that. It's so you're coming off the ground. So you want to kind of float, but when you hit, we want to get better ground contact. So we're coming up and off, up and off, up and off, up and off. And I can add a stride to that if I want. Okay. Next one then is what we call a carioca. Yeah, that's better. He should be lower down on that. A carioca. So you're going to imagine there's a small hurdle and then you're behind you. So again, this is getting better like foot contact. So you hear people like say get on your toes. that doesn't work if you don't have the capability, but this is where you start to get it because you can't hit your heel doing this. Okay, so a small hurdle, you can just walk through it first, but we're lifting that leg, and that's helping on those contacts to the front as we do this. And then sometimes I'll hit and stride off that, which I'll show in the next bit. Now, you can start with this and then finish. So I'll hit and stride off. That is terrible on the camera. He didn't even see my freaking foot. Anyway, going through this for the first time myself. Okay, and then we want long strides backwards. And again, that's helping with that like that forefoot contact and opening up that separation. Where the hell he's gone, I don't know. Okay, I have a bit of B-roll. I can splice it in. Okay, now this time we're doing the same thing, but we're pushing forward rather than up. So it's a skip height that we want. And we're going forward. Key fault. Sometimes people just can go into these long strides. We still want when you're on the ground, you're being purposeful when you lift and we're moving forward. So we're going baba, baba, baba. But I'm pushing vertically across, and then I can go into a stride off one to hit, and it's helping that like when you hit it, like that neuromuscular, like can you tip off it and then get used to striding off it. It's like trying to put what we're putting into place. Now, this is also a coach will talk about that. We just like nice and easy. He says one of the key things people don't do is like push the leg behind him and look and try to get the knee behind. So if you want, you can kind of skip like that back. It's going to really teach that good, correct ground contact. So we did karaoke on one side, and we're just going on the other side. If this guy doesn't show my feet again, which he definitely isn't. Oh, better this time. We're going to push off this time. So on the last stride. And behind, lift. And again, it's just, this is the way you teach better contacts, not telling someone just to be on their toes or head steady. It's put yourself into positions where they have to do it correctly. And then give a stride after so they learn how to do it. So as they're doing it, they're hitting and pushing. We don't want someone hitting and then having us to turn and then run off because we want to get used to that push off, that extension through the leg. Yeah. And again, I can just like nice and easy kind of skip back because that's teaching like getting the leg behind, getting that knee behind the hip. And he says that's one of the key things that people don't do. Okay, last one, backwards running fast steps. And then we have a drone footage. I'm just going to finish with like two or three. God knows what's over there when he I don't go there. But two or three strides. Just gambling that it's this one. Oh, I think it might be drone five. Yeah. So and then we'll just do some light strides just to finish. Not forcing it, just nice and easy, just to finish. Brilliant. All right, Laurie, thanks so much, guys. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks, Owen.
Bye
Appreciate
bye.
your help.